Finally, they're here, the Microsoft Lumia 950 and 950 XL. As you might know, they're the first ones with Windows 10 for phones or Windows 10 Mobile, but I won't tell you that much about the operating system in this video because this needs an own one, as there are a lot of new features, and especially I wanted to show you the continuum feature. You know, you can have a display dock down here on that Type-C connector over there, and then connect displays and mouse and keyboard and whatever, and make out of that phone kind of a little PC. This will follow up in a later video, as that continuum box is not available at the moment, so please have a little bit of patience. At the moment we will see the differences. Yes, there are some you should know about these two, and especially I have the results from the battery runtime tests already for you and how long the charging will take. But let's start with the hardware. Obvious, of course, display size, 5.2 inch or 132 millimeters, and this one is 5.66 inch or 144 millimeters. Both are Super-AMOLED, so meaning the pixels are glowing by themselves and are not illuminated from the backside, so that's why black is really black and these pixels are shut down, do not need any power, and that's why the contrasts are so great. On the other hand, it's not that bright like LCD, so I measured in the middle of the display 316 nits and 323 nits, so that's -1 and -3% below the average, but never mind, that's okay. Average for OLED displays were mentioned. In case you should see that it's a little bit different from the color here on the big one, that might depend, that's really to be seen not only in the video but in nature. I guess there will be another manufacturer maybe of that bigger display than this one here, and that's why the color are a little bit different. But let's see for that more in the test. Way more important is the resolution, of course, because both is 1440 by 2560 pixels, meaning you have that ultra high density. For example, if you watch here these tiny text, they're really, really sharp, because here we're talking about 565 ppi. That's 80% above the average, number 4. So meaning at the moment the 4th sharpest display you can get. And this one is 519 ppi, still 55% below the average, meaning both are really, really sharp. And especially what you should have in mind, that AMOLED has not only the advantage of that very high contrast, but it's a viewing angle stability you won't find on LCD. So meaning you have almost no changing how you turn it around or from what angle you look upon. So that's something you won't even see on IPS dual domain from the quality. So for me at least, it's no problem at all that this is a Super-AMOLED display. Let's come a little bit to the camera, because this shall be the same on both. Of course, we will have the test results in the final test, like always you find on my website as text. Both have that typical 20 megapixels PureView sensor, meaning you have that sensor downside here, and depending, I can show you here in the settings, depending on what you choose, you will have different sizes of the, let's call it, output. First of all, you have that difference here, 4:3 or 16:9. Then you can choose here if you want to have just that typical JPEG, 18.7 megapixels to be precise, or to have that 8 megapixels oversampling PureView reduced. That shall be especially sharp and precise in colors, or both. And DNG is something like RAW, not exactly, I know, but you have additional information saved you can change afterwards. So you have here lots of settings to choose from, and especially I wanted to show these one here with the videos, because this is a lot more than I could explain. As you can see here, first you have 24 frames per second, 25, 30, and even 60 in some resolutions, going up to 4K with 30 frames per second. So video high quality, at least I hope so. On the front side, by the way, both have 5 megapixels photos and videos with a little bit higher resolution than Full HD, meaning 2208 by 1242 pixels. That's just that, by the way. We'll see the quality in the review. And last of all, you see here you have that triple flash, meaning 3 LEDs, 2 orange ones and 1 white, so it shall be a little bit more bright and especially precise and natural. We will see that in the test, of course, too, how this will do. And last of all, you have on the smaller one, it's a Snapdragon 808, and in the big XL, it's a Snapdragon 810. And the difference is not only, so don't be misled that this is 6 and this is 8 cores, but especially you have a different architecture, because only 2 of them are Cortex-A47, meaning the very powerful processors, and the other 4 are A43. That's a little bit for more than saving power, let me call it like that. And here we have 4 cores of this powerful Cortex A57, so 2, 4, and especially you have 1.8 gigahertz and 2 gigahertz. And the lower ones 1.4 and 1.5 gigahertz. So it's clear what will be the result of the benchmark test I will do again in the final tests, like always, like you know, but it's kind of sure that the XL will be a little bit more powerful. So if you go for the power, you will have to choose the XL, that's for sure. And the other thing you should have in mind that, first of all, you can remove the battery, and that's in nowadays not typical anymore, unfortunately. So this is the first one that you can remove that, and especially I wanted to show you here that you have here on the 950 a dual SIM version too, and in some markets, like here in Germany, Europe, you will have none of the XL. So if you go for dual SIM in some countries, you will have to choose the 950. So the results are different depending on the markets, unfortunately. And the second thing I wanted to show you is you have a micro SD slot in both cases. So you can expand the memory officially up to 200 gigabyte, but that's just the max at the moment you will find. The standard is going up to 2 terabytes. So in most cases, even bigger chips, as soon as they are available, should be run in these over here. And internal memory is 32 gigabyte, leaving a net after I have updated the pre-installed apps here. That's 24.5 gigabyte net. That's the value you should calculate with. And when we have opened this one, we should have a look in this one, because you see here first NFC antenna, and especially you have here that Qi, that wireless charging. So you do not need any additional cover for wireless charging. The wireless charger is not included, just a cabled charger as it's normal. But you know you can do. And the second thing, of course, is this is plastic. So we're talking, as I told you, about around about 600 and 700 euros. So that's not really cheap, and for that you get a kind of a feeling like plastic. That's true, so meaning the price relation to what you get from the haptics is not good. But on the other hand, besides the money, I do not find it bad, as first of all, I find it nice to see with this matte black, for example, here, and especially it's kind of a little bit like rubber feeling, so the fingers have a good grip here. So just for the pure haptics, not how worthy it feels, how classy, just for the haptic, it's kind of okay for me. But nevertheless, it's a high price for a plastic phone, to be honest. So that's something you should know, and especially As you have seen, there are different battery sizes. Here on the smaller one, it's 3000 milliamps, and on the XL, it's 3340 milliamps. I did the runtime tests as I promised you, and that means with me a full HD video with high brightness, so that especially AMOLED displays have a lot to do, flight mode, and the display dimmed down to 200 nits. That's not a lot. So that's comparable with all. And for that, we have on the smaller one here, on the 950, let me just start it again here. We have a runtime in the test of 445 minutes. That's 5% below the average. So it's not the best value, but still okay. And the big one made 487 minutes. That's 4% above the average. So not a new record, but okay too. So it's not the great results from the Lumia 640 that have been both the small and the big one very done in the tests. So I guess maybe that it's Windows 10 that's needing a little bit more power here at that moment, but that's still in okay for me, I would say. Yeah, and then you should know we have a 3 milliamps charger with it, and with that you will have from 0 to 100% battery here for 86 minutes. That's 52% quicker than usual, quicker than the average, especially compared to the capacity of the battery, the 3000 milliamps. And here it's 101 minutes, and compared to the 3340 milliamps, that's 44% above the average. So meaning both are charging really, really quickly, at least with that cabled 3 amps charger here. If you use, as I told you, this Qi wireless charging, of course, that will take a lot longer. Yeah, I hope that's it enough for a quick first impression here, especially of the differences from the Microsoft Lumia 950 and 950 XL. Thanks for watching, take care, and bye.